Hey guys, welcome to the Thinking Crypto YouTube channel. My name is Tony. I hope you're doing well. On this channel, we cover the news, facts, and sentiments that are happening in this new asset class that is cryptocurrencies. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also smash the like button. Let's take a look at the market here. Bitcoin crossed over $12,000 today, guys. Looking really bullish, looking really strong. There's currently a small pullback, currently sitting at $11,920. Ethereum at $225, XRP at 31 cents. So we continue that upward trend, but you're going to have your pullbacks along the way. Your bears are going to try to fight and pull the price down, but we will continue moving upwards. It may, of course, take some time because we see there's some manipulation in the market and things that are happening, but the macroeconomic issues that are taking place with currencies and trade wars and so on and so forth are certainly fanning the flames here for crypto's growth. And there's other things happening because this is a new asset class. A lot of big players are launching financial products, Bitcoin halving coming up next year. So we will continue to head upwards. We are certainly in a bull market and we just have to be patient. We got to go through the roller coaster ride here to the higher prices. Now, jumping into the news items, I want to start off with some XRP items here. Corey Johnson, who used to work with Ripple, but certainly still bullish on XRP and the company Ripple, tweeted the following: "I know the XRP community is focused on the impact of Facebook's Libra, but this MasterCard deal could be even more important to Ripple's ecosystem. If nothing else, it's a validation that real-time payments is clearly the coming wave." And he's talking about MasterCard agrees to buy Danish payments platform Nets for $3.19 billion in their effort to essentially launch real-time payments. So why did he say like this would be important? Because it's pushing forward the disruptive technology, pushing forward the need and the setup and the competition for faster payments. And what is Ripple doing? Providing a solution for faster payments, for cross-border payments, even non-international payments, domestic, I should say. And XRP is the asset used, the bridge asset used for these cross-border payments, bridging between two different currencies, allowing you to settle within seconds and minutes versus days, which is the current SWIFT system. So MasterCard and many of these companies are seeing the writing on the wall. And a big move that Ripple just did was with MoneyGram in making a partial acquisition of the company and getting them to use XRapid, and they're going to be using MoneyGram as really a catalyst to help some of their other clients move on to XRapid. So a lot of big things are ahead, and I want to remind you guys, XRP is a long-term hold. I've said that for a long time, and I'm expecting to hold it for a few more years, guys, until the price goes up, right? There's a lot of building happening, a lot of setup, and also some regulatory clarity needed in the United States. But we are so early, so young in this market that we need to have patience. Now, I personally diversify. I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and many others because I know some coins will have a quick turnaround like Bitcoin. Certainly Bitcoin's going to make me profit in the next bull run because of its been around longer. Obviously, it has it has a lot more coverage globally because it's, once again, been around longer. It's well known as the first crypto. So I hope you guys get that. While XRP is focusing obviously with the enterprises and companies, and it's going to take some time to get those companies to leverage the XRP via XRapid. Now we see a lot of them already start doing it, right? But it's going to take time to roll out, and the growing climate of faster payments is going to from these different companies is going to help a lot of institutions to pull that trigger. And another let me slow down for a sec. XRP Research Center, shout out to this handle here, talked a bit about this, elaborating, saying Dilip Roa, who works for Ripple, explains in this thread, link attached, the reason behind Corey TV's tweet on MasterCard acquisition of Nets. Nets provides infrastructure for clearing and real-time cross-border payments, i.e. faster payments. So let's pull this up here. he says, but in the world of faster payments, banks will need to forecast the funding required so they can ensure enough is available in advance of payments being processed. Forecasting in real time is much harder, and getting it wrong will mean unhappy clients and too much money literally left on the table. Enter XRP, stage left, for on-demand instant funding. Voila. So a lot of people they don't research, they don't dig deep enough to understand what's happening and what Ripple's doing. As soon as they see MasterCard or somebody's launching some faster payment service, they're like, oh, this means the end of Ripple, this means the end of XRP. It doesn't, because they don't have a asset like XRP and of course some proprietary technology. They're Ripple's respective X-current blockchain technology and so forth to make it all work as it should. And even Swift tried to do that with their GPI, obviously, but it cannot compare. It still doesn't solve the full problem. So Dilip Roa also talked about the FedNow, the Federal Reserve Payments Task Force here plans to launch a what's called a FastNow, which will drive FedNow. I keep saying the wrong thing there. Sorry about that, guys. Will drive the transformation to real-time payments infrastructure around the world, both domestic and cross-border. This is what Ripple is trying to do, but this is not going to compete with Ripple, guys. And you got to read between the lines here, because the Federal Reserve Task Force, the Payment Task Force, has endorsed Ripple. We know that, right? This is like old news. And who sits on their task force, guys? Ripple's Ryan Zagone. So we know they're working with the Federal Reserve Task Force. We know they're working with the IMF and the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements. So you got to read between the lines here. These folks launching here are not going to compete with Ripple. And eventually, it's just going to benefit Ripple, right? Changing the climate, pushing the need for faster payments globally, and that's going to benefit Ripple big time, and of course XRP. So I hope you guys get it. I hope you're connecting the dots here and understanding all these things have to unfold, and it's really going to take some time, and it's going to have a big impact on XRP. And if you put on your business thinking cap and what's happening in the real world here, step out the crypto bubble for a second. I know I shouldn't use that word bubble, but I hope you guys get what I'm saying. Step out of crypto for a second and think about the natural evolution of technology and disruptive technology and the time it takes for the adoption of that. You understand what I'm talking about. And you just look at the internet, how things took a pretty good time for the adoption and households to get internet and people to use certain types of technology. Now, moving ahead, crypto tax bill introduced to the U.S. House of Representatives. So we continue to see a lot of congressmen and congresswomen as well are pushing for crypto. Many are on board now and trying to get specific laws passed. One big one, of course, is the Token Taxonomy Act. But this this bill was reintroduced by a congressman here in the tax bill seeking to allow exclusion of gain or loss on like-kind exchanges of virtual currency has been introduced in the United States House of Representatives. The bill, dubbed the Virtual Value Tax Fix Act of 2019, was initially introduced by Republican Ted Budd on July 25th. And the bill seeks to introduce amendments to the Internal Revenue Code of 1986. So here's what it specifies. No gain or loss shall be recognized on the exchange of real property held for productive use in a trade or business for investment. Actually, this is the original info, but what the bill is seeking to do is making sure you don't get double tax. So let's see here. It's saying that they want virtual currency to be treated the same way as in same manner of exchange of real property or for real property of like kind, eliminating double taxation under the IRS code. So more crypto-friendly laws are being put into place, and as you can see, guys, these things are still in progress, and we just got to be patient here. It is certainly a waiting game. You accumulate, not financial or investment advice, but accumulate, do your own research, and accumulate, buy the dips, of course, and you just got to hold and be patient. Moving ahead, Binance CEO CZ says, like it or not, Facebook's Libra coin is poised for mass adoption. So it's just interesting to get his take. He hopes, well, a few takeaways here. He hopes to have a London office very soon. Excuse me. As they're turning their focus to Europe. Brexit won't hurt, and if anything, will be good for crypto, he predicts. On Facebook's Libra, he anticipates practical benefits from potentially listing the coin and also hinting at a further collaboration. The forthcoming Binance.us is working with the usual suspects among the crypto's reliable banking partners. CZ calls crypto insurance a flawed concept. Binance instead dedicates 10% of its $100 million in quarterly revenues to its internal SAFU fund. So interesting takeaways here from CZ. And, like I said, guys, Facebook's Libra, I personally don't care for it, but it's important for the growth and maturation of the market and the spread of knowledge. And, being a stable coin, it's not going to compete with a lot of these cryptocurrencies because not a lot of people are going to trust it, honestly. There are going to be a segment of the population that will, of course, and certain parts of the globe where it is, unbanked. People are unbanked and they can have access to this. It will be helpful, but I don't foresee too many people leveraging it given Facebook's privacy and trust issues, as you all know. Now, National Stock Exchange becomes the world's first to list a tokenized security. We are headed to the token economy. So this stock exchange, such as, sorry guys, I butchered that. I can't pronounce it right now. I'm tired after a long day of work, so I apologize. But they listed the exchange. MERJ is licensed by the Indian Ocean Nations Financial Services Authority as a securities exchange. And it looks like they listed a security token. And we're going to see more and more of this, guys, as more companies do kind of ICOs that are regulated by the SECs and governments, based on their region. We saw the SEC here in the United States has already given the green light to a few ICOs who went to them and they said, okay, here's what you have to do. And we're going to see real estate get tokenized and a lot of different assets. And a lot of these things are going to be listed on stock exchanges. So get ready, guys, not only just traditional crypto and digital assets, but of course these tokenized securities. Finally, South Korean crypto exchange signs with security companies to lock down tokens. So we continue to see investments being made for security and better service. So Coin One has signed deals with Certic and Angle to improve security and enhance disclosure, according to an announcement from the company. The number 3 Korean crypto exchange says that it will be working with Zangle on investor protection and project transparency. With Certic, it will be able to focus on the security of the code, technology verification, and project information security. So this is great, guys. We're seeing exchanges around the globe are taking precautions, and that's good. They protect your funds, your information, and these things, these infrastructure things, are good that it's good that they're being set up now, because the wave that's coming when all of these things come to maturity and the mass marketing and so forth is going to be pretty big. And you want to have the proper security, the proper infrastructure, technology in place, so we don't have crash and burns and sites going down and exchanges going down and getting hacked. So this is really great, and it's a sign of things to come. And competition's healthy in the market, and when you have players like this making these moves, it forces the rest of the competition to follow suit as well, to so they can not lose market share. You guys know how that all works. So guys, what do you think about the news? We'll love to hear your thoughts. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the description. If you'd like to support the channel, check out my Patreon group, and I'll talk to you guys later.